Welcome back, my beautiful people. This is part 3 of my 21-day European adventure. Now, let me, right off the bat, let me apologize again, uh, and this time mainly for the lighting, because my initial plan when I started this was to do one video about the entire trip, and I decided to break it up. Number one, because it's a long trip. 21 days in Europe is a long time, and mainly because, and if you know me, know what I'm about. I am a person that doesn't like to stay still. I, I have jammed a lot of stuff every single day on this trip, from 6 a.m. to about 8 p.m. every day, constantly moving and doing stuff. So, because of that, I knew if I waited to the end that I would forget a lot of important information about this trip. And I want you, the people watching this, to get a full scope of what we did, so that if you are planning to do a trip similar to mine, that you know what to expect. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that this is one of my favorite trips I've ever taken. Um, Later on, I'll compare some prior European trips. But here's the deal, and I've been preaching this for a long time, and I'm going to jump on my horse again real quick. A lot of what I'm going to talk about, it's not some of the well-known, popular destinations that a lot of people talk about. Although Interlaken, Lucerne, for example, Strasbourg are all touristy places. But for us in the US, they're really not that well known. But I'm bringing this to light because I'm trying to encourage people to explore the world, especially outside of what we are known, what is really pushed on us in the US. Places like Madrid, Barcelona, Rome, right? Great places. Love those places. But I'm sure many of you have already been there. So I'm encouraging you not to go back to those places and start exploring other hidden gems that I'm going to talk about in this video, that I promise you, you will be awestruck. You will have a good time. So let's just dive right in. When we left Lucerne, we rented a car and drove to Interlaken. Now, Interlaken, I'm going to start right off the bat. The place really stole my heart. It is a phenomenal place, and we did everything from paragliding over the mountains to biking through hidden gems. Interlaken for me was the perfect blend of thrill and tranquility. You know, Lucerne, I mentioned, is a city, right? It's an it's an historical old town, beautiful location, but it is a city, right? Interlaken is not a city. It's not that hustle and bustle that you would find in places like Madrid or Barcelona. And even Lucerne, Interlaken is a little bit of a step down in terms of tranquility, but not in terms of adventure. And I'm going to talk about that in this video. Now, the home base was this stunning Airbnb called Lina. Now, highly recommend this place. It is about 7 kilometers right outside city center. And for us, it was really the perfect place, and I'll explain why. And the reason being is because it's perched right on the edge of Lake, and I'm going to pronounce this because, again, my pronunciation kind of sucks, is Brienz. That's the lake, and this Airbnb is right on that lake. Stunning views. You can see them in the videos. This 2-bedroom apartment came with everything you're going to need. They had a fully stocked kitchen and all the cozy Swiss vibes that you will ever want. Highly recommend it, especially because of the terrace that it had that overlooked the lake. And if you looked at part 2, that video was taken in that terrace, and you can see the views of the mountain. It was just stunning. People really, really loved that place. And what I liked about it is, as I mentioned, it was fully stocked. And after settling that first day, we took it slow. We cooked dinner in the Airbnb. I did the video that you guys saw, which was part two. And I just soaked up the mountain air and planned for the next 3 days that we were spending in Interlaken. On the following day, um, that's really where the adventure started for us, right? We kicked off day two there with something bold, right? We went paragliding over Interlaken. We soared above tur- tur- turquoise lakes. I mean, the water in Switzerland, as well as the water in the next two places that we're going to go to. I'm sorry, as well as the water in the last two places in France where we went to. It's amazing how clear the water is. I mean, if you're from the U.S., most lakes are kind of polluted, right? You can't see the bottom, but that's not the case in all the places we visited here. So I was very impressed with that. As we soared over the rolling hills and some snow-capped peaks, it was about a 30-minute pure adrenaline and all flight. And because I've done it before, the pilot allowed me to actually pilot for about 10-15 minutes. I actually did all the flying, which was super exciting. You can see in the video that I posted on Threads and my Instagram. And this is a quick reminder, people. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Uh, Hit that like button. Share this video to someone that's planning to take a trip to Europe because they're going to get some good information, especially if they're planning to take a trip to Switzerland and some of the places that we already visited. But more importantly, and this is a big ask, comment. I need you guys to write something in the comment. Just say hi if you want. If you want to say something negative, write it negative. I don't care, but I need people to start just commenting something in the comment section because it really helps the channel. Now, again, if you've never done paragliding, I highly recommend you add that to your bucket list. Now, I've done it in multiple places. One of the best places that I did it prior to Interlaken was in Medellin, Colombia. The mountains there, the views, it was amazing when I did it in Colombia. It was phenomenal. But man, Interlaken right now, it's number one. It was beautiful. Now, after we finished paragliding, we shifted gears a little bit and explored something a little bit more, little bit more hidden and special to me. We went to the caves, and it was Saint. I think it's called Beatus. It's Beatus. Saint Beatus. These are hidden caves. Now, for me, this was hands down one of the favorite places we visited in Interlaken. It was it's these underground waterfalls with limestone caverns stitched into the mountainside. It's like a natural secret cathedral. It was cool. It was quiet. It was absolutely surreal. You can see in some of the videos that I posted on my Instagram how stunning that is. Those that been to Las Cuevas de Camoy in Puerto Rico, that really is a small taste of these hidden caves in Interlaken. I used to think Las Cuevas de Camoy are and they are one of the treasures of Puerto Rico. But man, you go here. I'm going to give you, for those that have experiences, you're gonna relate to what I'm talking about because it gave me that feel. It's like taking Las Cuevas de Camoy, right? And the salt mines in Sicapira in Colombia and combine them together. That was the experience that I felt going into these caves. Now, I said this before and I'm going to say it again. It does require that you have a little bit of fitness because you are climbing these mountains and the climbs are not easy. So it's really recommended for those that have a little bit of fitness. If you have any type of disability or issues with fitness, don't recommend any of this stuff that I'm doing, to be honest. I don't recommend any of it. But hopefully, I'll encourage you to get in shape, because those people that are not in shape, I am telling you, you are missing out. So get in shape, get healthy, so you can live life and explore the world in ways that many people don't because of that limitation. Highly recommend, again, it's a recommendation of mine. I've been preaching this for a long time. Hopefully you do it. So next, once we finished the caves, we went and treated ourselves to some coffee, some pastries in town. Uh, uh, Switzerland has some phenomenal coffees and pastries. You're gonna cheese. They're really known for their cheese. Very, very good. So we did that, but then we headed to uh, the tallest waterfall, and I believe it's in Europe, but definitely in Switzerland, and it's the Starbeck Falls. Oh my God. First of all, the trip there from town, it's 1,500 feet of climbing. And again, we did it on the bike. Now, these are e-bikes, but these are class 2 e-bikes, not class 3. And these e-bikes do not have a throttle. It's a cadence sensor. So you do get some assistance, but I'm going to be honest. If I would have made it much up to that mountain, to these waterfalls, much easier on my road bike or my triathlon bike that is not electric, I would have made it up there much easier on those. In fact, um, going up there a couple of times, I told myself, man, I think I bit more than I can chew, because it did become a little difficult climbing up there, and not just climbing up there. I use Google Maps, and when you use Google Maps, you can enter how your transportation is. If you're walking, taking a bike, or train or car, right? So I put in we're going to be going there via bike. So they took me through bike trails, but unbeknownst to me, some of these bike trails are a little, not, let me not say a little, pretty challenging. These are, some of the bike trails that we went through uh, really gave me the feel of an experienced mountain biker, because you're going through the mountains. Some of the paths literally were this wide, uh, and you had to go through these twists and turns, and you only had about this much width. So if you're not a very good bike handler, you're going to have a lot of issues going through these bike trails. But that's what made it fun, because it was so challenging. It was hard. It wasn't easy, and that's what I loved about it. So once we got to the falls, man, beautiful. I mean, these are huge falls. There's also a hidden cave underneath the tallest waterfall. Nowhere near as nice as the hidden caves that I just mentioned, but it is there. You do have to climb. If you look at the pictures that I posted on Instagram, you definitely have to climb pretty high to get there. Um, but but just the scenery, the tranquility, the everything that I experienced while I was riding up there was truly amazing, and the ride back was so much better because it was all downhill. It was really good. Now, um, let me see what some other notes I put on here. Uh, Now, on the next day, which was the last day we were there, it was all about freedom of the road. We decided to visit all the local villages, all the local towns, sightsee through that. We actually rode, it was almost a total of 50 miles, 25 miles one way and 25 miles back. Uh, and and I got to tell you, the scenery was impressive. And I am telling you that a lot of the pictures, a lot of the videos do not do this place justice. Once we finished that, we were a little tired. We did rent motorized, I'm sorry, an electric boat, very similar to what we did in Lucerne. And then we went through the lake there on that boat. It was pretty cool. Got to see some beautiful villages and some frosted shores, and more importantly, all the classic Swiss chalets that were out there. Really, really cool. Okay, that's going to be it. Now, let me just, in terms of food, unlike some of the other places where we ate dinner at restaurants, we cooked all of our meals. We cooked at the Airbnb, so we didn't really go to any restaurants. So I can't recommend any specific restaurant in Interlaken. But if you go to downtown, there's several restaurants there. But I can't recommend any of them because we didn't eat in any of them. I can recommend the gelato. It doesn't matter where you buy it from because we bought gelato in a couple of different places and it was delicious. And some of the pastries that are out there, like I mentioned, we had some of the coffee with pastries a couple of times while we were out riding. Very, very good place. Now, this is going to wrap up this part. So stay or subscribe again. I'm going to remind you to subscribe, hit that notification bell, so when I throw out part 4, you don't miss out when that comes out. Again, do me a big favor. Hit that comment in the comment section. Very important that you comment in the comment section. Again, it doesn't matter. You can just say hi. You can introduce yourself. You can ask any questions of what you saw so far. But the idea here, I need that comment section to start to get active, and I need some engagement for this channel. Anyway, love you guys, and I'll see you on part 4 coming soon.